Ah, chess is hard. Again, I just lost my elos, you guys. Anyway, whenever I feel this low, I always look back to my rat defense. Hence the question that begs to be answered. Is it going to be the rat defense that is going to save me again? I need to get back to 2500. For those of you who don't know the rat, it begins as follows. E4, then you go D6 as if you want to play the perk. White will play D4 most of the times, and then you go knight D7. After something like knight F3, this is when you go pawn to E5. Done. And the point is, you just want to develop your pieces naturally and logically before castling short. E.g., if white plays something like pawn takes in this position, you just take back. See that white can't take your queen because of that beautiful knight. If bishop c4, the only thing you need to remember is to play c6, because that's the only savior you have in the right defense by move number 6. How? With pawn to c6, white won't have queen d5, which they like playing. Besides, you can't play knight f6 in this position due to knight g5. There's nothing you can do to stop white from capturing the f7 pawn. So these are the only changes you need to keep in mind. That's why pawn to c6 wins. So to make it simple for you guys, before I play a game, always think of playing c6 as early as possible. For example, even after knight c3, just go pawn to c6. That stops knight d5 or knight b5. Again, if bishop c4 is played, once again, you can rely on pawn to c6. There's a reason. Sometimes you may forget to play this. For example, you play pawn to e5 and then white plays knight f3. Imagine if you just go knight f6. There's a possibility that you are going to run into this knight g5 move once again. So pawn to c6 is the most important move in the rat defense. Now, it is time for me to play 1 or 2 games and see if I can get back to 2500. Again, let's go. Alright guys, I just need to win 2 games to get back to 2500. I lost some elos. This is the rat defense. Last time it was the rat defense that saved me. Is this going to happen for the second time? Let's see. Bishop c4 is a tricky move in this position. If I play knight f6, I'll run into knight g5. Perhaps in this position I can play pawn to c6, right? Forgotten the theory. I guess I can just play pawn to c6 here. The problem with knight f6 is that white has knight g5 and I won't have anything else to do. I remember covering the move pawn to c6 to stop queen d5 in the near future. By the way, this is a 2638 rated opponent who I'm playing against, so I need to be extra careful with what I'm doing. So now bishop e7. Yes, this is the Filido defense as well. I like meeting f4 with a5 for some reason. Knight c3, now knight f6. I'm just one move away from castling short. My opponent is playing very fast because there's no increment. He's a very solid player. I need to put my bishop here. Or perhaps my knight. Can I play this move first? Queen c7, then bishop b2, then relocate my knight to the king side. This is another move that I did not cover in my first rat defense tutorial video. On to g3, just a prophylactic move to connect my rooks. Now bishop g2, for beam, h4. I mean h5. Now white plays h4. So bishop g4. My opponent is playing very fast. Takes. Let me just take. I have this knight here. Queen takes. Now knight e5, attacking the light square bishop. Let's go with my knights. Why not indirectly attacking the queen? Ouch! Let's do this. I'm attacking the f2 pawn. How did a 2600 miss this simple tactic? First, I can take on f2 if I want, and then do this, and then checkmate. Wait a second, there's even a more aggressive move. Knight f3 check. How did this guy miss these simple tactics? This guy is a 2638 rated player. The whole idea is to checkmate my opponent on h2. What happened? Why? How did this happen? I mean, I was low on time and what is happening in this generation? Why? Anyway, for the second time, looks like the rat defense is going to save me. It's going to come to my rescue. Let me try another game. Probably the last one to get back to 2500. So, new opponent. Let's go! And before I show you some more and more interesting stuff, allow me to thank all of my patrons and all of you guys who purchased my new E5 defense course, which is now complete, obviously, which teaches you how to beat the Scotch, the Italian game, the Bishop's opening, the Vienna game, and other minor openings under E4. 2500. So, what is this? What gambit can I play against this? Let's play this Sicilian defense. Oh, I hate this. Let me try to play my Baudelaire attack, going for a quick mate technique. I guess I can play c3 here. e6, queen e2, right? This is the Baudelaire piece sequence. Or d4. Kind of the Alpine variation as well. b5, bishop d3. Maybe I can go pawn to e5. Just gaining more central space, you know? And then knight c3. I would love to put my queen's knight on d6 someday. I'm not even thinking of castling. At this point, I want to push pawn to h4, h5, and that, I don't know. All I know is my position is great. Instead of playing knight e4, I think d5 is even better because, oh, I didn't calculate for that. Maybe I should have taken the knight. Can I take the knight on f5? Wait a second. This is a mistake by my opponent because now the bishop is under attack. And take on f7 with check first. Now let me take with check before taking the last squad bishop. Can I take with my knight? Okay, let me just do this because I'm also attacking the knight on b4 if you think about it. And I also have knight g5 check. Yeah, like knight g5 check. Let's do that. Yeah, this was a clear win for me, and boom, that's how we get back to 2500, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a wonderful time with me. As you might have noticed, I drew one game in between. Before playing this last game. That's why my rating was 2494 instead of 2493. Let me know what you think about these games in the comment section down below, and I want to know if you want to see more of the rat defense games. Now, go and check out 3 of my new courses on my website KaspaChess.com that I highly recommend you get right now. The newly updated Semislav defense against d4, the knight c6 Nimzowitsch defense, and the mighty e5 Paris defense, which is my best selling course till this date. Chess is a school on its own, and you will just need to show some efforts to unlock some secrets that content creators don't show on YouTube. And that's how you support this channel, by the way.